but we're past the deadline. So the rule, like, you can't alter a deal past the deadline, even if something like this comes up. And so the Warriors are complaining to the league office, I think trying to get like a pick out of this. And the league's like, what do you want us to do? Our hands are tied. There's nothing you can add or take away from this trade. Like it's the trade or it's nothing. And the whole time, I feel like the Warriors, I don't know that Joe Lacob can be told no, right? in a situation,
he's a billionaire,
like this.
Of course not.
He's a billionaire. They're super successful. He's light years ahead, and to be told like that's all you like, this is all we can do. Like, take the trade or don't take the trade. And they're saying the Blazers didn't disclose anything. I ruled on this in the in beef court for the newsletter, The Bounce, which you subscribe to at theathletic.com/bounce newsletter. This is something where I rule with the Blazers on this. Now, I don't know if the Blazers disclose what they need to disclose. I have no idea if they went about it the right way. The reason I rule on Portland's side on this is because you can't have this big 48-hour craze about this trade. Will it go through? Won't it go through? And then have Gary Payton II sit with Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Bob Myers at a Warriors game. You don't it doesn't work that way. You can't tell me we don't know if we're going to do this trade when this dude's in the owner's box. Mo, what's happening here?
No, it's dumb. I think just across the board. And you know what I find even dumber, Zach? He's probably gonna end up playing a game or two in the next week. Like,
maybe on Tuesday if they play Tuesday. I don't know what.
Right? It wouldn't shock me at all with all that. It was all posturing, and just the dumb thing about this whole thing was they saved so much money on that
$35 million in luxury tax, right? Yeah,
right. And then on top of all of that, they weren't playing Wiseman. It wasn't like they lost a rotation player, and it would have been even more awkward to bring Wiseman back. This deal was always going to go through. Mm-hmm. I would have been more shocked if they were like, no, let's not do it.
I do think the league has to have some way of handling a situation like this, where this was 4 teams. 4 teams come to an agreement to make a trade, and it all goes up in flames because one player failed a physical. And to learn after the deadline that the trade you thought all along isn't what you thought it was, there's got to be some way to deal with that. And I don't know what it would be. But like, it can't just be you either have to go through with the trade or don't, because that just leaves such awkward situations, would have left such awkward situations. And now the Warriors are stuck. Honestly, like, they thought they were going to get a top 7 guy, top 8 guy in their rotation, somebody who could give them a different type of defensive presence, somebody who would infuse them with energy like he did last season. And instead, they're getting a guy who won't play for months, and that they didn't know that he wouldn't play for months, and that they were not told, according to them, that he wouldn't play for months. And so it really is. It's a wild situation, and I don't know what the solution is, but I feel like it can't just be, yes, you have to accept this trade, or like there has to be some way of going back retroactively and changing things.
Here's the thing. I think that opens up a can of worms of a lot of teams going, this guy's not as healthy as I was told. Like, I think that turns it into a shit show. Like, maybe there needs to be something. I mean, maybe the punishment is just, hey, we're going to take a pick away from the Blazers, or we are going to fine the Blazers, whatever that would be, $100,000, whatever that would be. I think that's the only thing that can be done. Like, one, like, yeah, you're right. Like, the Warriors thought they were adding a significant role player, right? Got 8th or 9th guy in the rotation who can really defend and change some things on that end. It's not like they replaced anybody in this rotation with him. Like, Wiseman isn't a contributor. So, like, now they're gonna wait.
Warriors,
they got to wait 2 to 3 months. It's like, okay, were they waiting 2 to 3 months on Wiseman? Like, I just don't think there's a
they tried to trade him. They tried to trade him before the deadline.
Yeah, if it was that,
somebody who could actually help. That was the point.
Right, but if he's going to be out,
that was
2
the
months,
major point.
Yeah,
Well,
the point was the money at the end of
trimming
the
some
day.
salary
Like,
was,
let's just
was also
$35 million
some of it.
was a
for-
large part
yeah.
of it. Is a crap ton of money. Like, let's not go like that's a small little thing. And I know it doesn't matter to the actual team, but it matters to Lakem. And I think that's a large point of that. If anything, even if they weren't getting a piece, they were saying trade Wiseman so we could save money.
Yeah.
Because this trade originally was just a salary dump. They were getting 5 second-round draft picks when they originally traded him.
Yeah. Then all of a
And
sudden,
then it
Gary
got
Payton,
bigger.
yeah. Well, maybe the Blazers are like, well, this guy can't play. Like his core
He's gonna be
muscle
out
is
2 to
too
3
messed
months.
up.
We
Yeah,
gotta
he
get
should
rid
be
of
out-
him.
he should be out 2 to 3 months anyway. We got to get rid of this guy. Yeah, I just think again, if you're gonna go about this, if you're the Warriors, you've got to not put him front and center at a basketball game. You just can't. It's a really bad move on the Warriors' part. So I side with the Blazers
No,
just
here's
because
what
of
they
that.
should have done. They should have had him front and center, and they should have had him like limping around, like really selling the injury. That's what they should have done.
Like, oh,
they should have made
Mike Dunleavy Jr.
mockery
makes him
of
laugh, and he like starts like, oh, my stomach,
Yeah,
God, this core issue.
Grabbing
I
his
can't do it.
stomach.
Yeah,
He has to
Yeah,
get
okay, you know what?
taken
That's
off
a
on
good idea.
stretcher or
If you're gonna
something
put him
like
front and
that. That's
center.
what they really should have done.
Yeah.